Well, good afternoon, everyone. I am Rufus Bill and Joanne Tolson Fuller, and we're here for another edition of Talking To. Good afternoon, Joanne. How
Good
are
afternoon,
you?
Rufus. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful on this beautiful day.
I'm telling you, it's a little rainy over here, but that's all right.
I know the sun is shining within. Before we get started, I want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Joanne.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Was it yesterday or
It was
Friday?
Friday.
Okay.
22nd.
Nice. Did you do
Yeah.
anything special for your day?
You know, I guess every day at this stage in my life, if I make it, every day is special. I work Friday. And
Did
yesterday
you?
went to church, and I mean it was a high day in church, and then I went out with another couple last night. So
Okay.
that was nice. It was nice. And relaxed
Good.
today, so it's a good one.
That's good. That is so good. How's everything at Burns?
Everything is good.
Yeah.
We're going through some tough losses right now. We had
Okay.
a couple of deaths last week, but
Really?
but overall, yeah. So just keep Starks and Jackson family in your prayers.
Okay. We definitely would do just that.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
Yeah, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I want to say, we want to say our congratulations to Greater New Light Missionary Baptist Church. They're celebrating their 39th church anniversary today.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. The pastor is Dr. Pamela Burton Johnson.
Okay.
I viewed some of their things on Facebook today. They do their live broadcast, and they had a special guest, Pastor Ron Todd. And then they also saluted their former First Lady, Madeline Rockmore.
Okay.
And they had a dedication today. And what happened was the former pastor, Pastor Rockmore, made his transition, and they honored the Madeline Rockmore, his wife, and they put together a beautiful display in the hallway of some of his memorabilia. Like his Bible and the cross and some pictures and things. And I happened to see that on Friday, and this beautiful tribute that they did today. So we would like to say congratulations again to
great. Congratulations. I'm telling you.
So, what we've been doing, Joanne, and to everyone who may have not known or didn't join us last week, we are highlighting different Facebook posts. Oh, my Lord. Did my phone ring after last broadcast?
I bet it did. Did you have to shut it down?
Wait. And a couple of my friends said, Rufus, you was just trying to get something out of Joanne. And she said she was just so cool and calm. I said, that's a lady. She's a lady.
Oh, my goodness. I was taught that just because it comes into your mind does not mean that
you don't have to
out
say
of your mouth.
That sounds like Sister Tosin. That's too funny. So today's Facebook, what I saw, and I was having a problem with the system putting up the picture, but it's a pic of the implosion of the J.L. Hudson building. And were you in the city there when that happened?
No, wait a minute. I think I was back. Yeah.
Were you back?
I was. Because that was in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, I was here.
You were here? Okay.
And I do recall that. I do.
So it happened on a Saturday. And I don't know if you remember, but all of the newscasters were covering the story. And I was covering the story too for WQBH radio. So I'm down there and I'm with my microphone, and then I'm talking to people and about, memories about Hudson's, which you probably have some memories. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
That was an unbelievable department store.
I mean, just downtown, period, those days. Remember D-Days, downtown days?
Downtown Detroit days.
Oh, we
Oh
aging
my
ourselves, but
God.
those were the days. I mean, every store
Yes.
down there that you wanted. Oh, Jay or
Everything.
Hudson's with the elevator operators. What
You
flow
remember
to
that
not flow
well.
to? What? Oh my goodness.
And then
Yeah.
Christmas at Hudson's on the because my parents took me to see Santa Claus all the time, and that seems so funny now. And then after we went to see Santa Claus, and then upstairs was the Winter Wonderland, and they had all the beautiful rides and everything.
Yes. Yes. Oh
Such a
man.
great time. So I'm down there covering the story, and they get ready and they're telling everybody, you can hear them on the loudspeaker that they're about to implode the building.
Uh-huh.
But what they did not realize, or what they did not take into account, all of the ash and the dust that was going
Yes.
to
I
follow.
remember that. Yes.
Oh my God, Joanne! It covered the entire downtown. You couldn't see anything. It was so spooky. Definitely spooky, and definitely a memorable event. And for those of you who never experienced Hudson's, uh, there's nothing else like it.
There's nothing else like it.
No,
It's. I mean, I wish we could take people back in time.
I know.
Just to show. I mean, just oh my goodness.
Yes.
Just like I said, all the stores, and we'll go eat lunch at either Saunders.
Ah,
Saunders down there.
yes.
Oh my god, the cream puff. That
The
was my
creep.
favorite.
That's your favorite.
That was my favorite. Or we go eat at what was that, Kresge?
Yes, Kresge
Downstairs
was on
at
Woodward.
Kresge.
Yes.
Go down there to eat lunch or something in between shopping.
I know.
Those were, if we could just take them back to just the D days. The
Just the D
downtown
days
was just, oh.
My mother, and you remember Sister Broughton.
Mm-hmm.
So
my goodness.
Yes. So they would catch the bus, downtown, and then they would spend the entire day shopping.
Yes.
And when my mom would come home, I'm thinking back, like, how did she get on the bus with all those packages?
But people would help.
Yes.
People would offer just to, oh my goodness. And then you had the jitneys and the.
Oh yeah. Joanne. Oh my, that was our Uber.
Am I aging myself?
Me too, because I remember. Yes, that was the Uber of the day.
Hey. Just call down the jitney
and they'd be right there.
They'd be waiting.
Yes, they would be.
Because sometimes you couldn't carry all the packages.
No, you couldn't.
You really couldn't.
You couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, and then they would, at that time, they would package everything and put them in the tissue paper and extra care. It was a very different time.
And I hope I'm not, but some of the women will believe so. So a lot of the older women would appreciate this. But I remember I used to buy my stockings. There was a store down there that just sold stockings. You can get stockings in every color.
Yeah, it was right on the corner, I believe.
I think it was on the corner.
Yes.
And when you said packaging, that's what because they would take your stockings and fold them. Especially if you bought more than one or two pair.
Okay.
And then they'd have the tissue paper in the middle and then fold and have the tissue paper. So you'd have all your stockings in this little box.
Oh, man.
It was just so, oh, wow.
Elegant shopping.
And customer service.
You couldn't beat it.
Customer service.
You could not beat it. Mm-mm. I remember going to Lane Bryant was downtown, and that was one of my mother's stores, and we would go there, and whatever the floor that the dresses were on, we would sit down, and the ladies, her saleswoman, would come out, and she's like, "I have the perfect thing for you," and they were always bringing out the clothes. She never had to go to the rack or anything. Her salesperson just brought it to you. We would probably faint now if that happened. Like, what are you doing?
Look, why are you doing this?
Yeah, why you doing what you want?
But that was shopping then.
Yes, it was.
Shopping. You go and they would help you. I mean, even like at Hudson's, even if you need to get into the dressing room and try on things and say if it didn't fit, the salesperson would go and get your size, or you know what? While I was out here, I saw something else that you might like, and would bring that back to you. And I mean, that was just salesmanship and customer service.
Yes, it is. Oh,
But
yes,
we're
it
so
was.
lacking today.
Oh, wow. Especially right now. I just hate to even come in contact with the salespeople. I was at some store and I was looking for something and I'm looking and looking. And the young lady came over and she said, "You're finding everything all right?" I said, "No, I don't see really what I want over here. Do you have anything, whatever else, any part of the store?" "Oh, in the back over there." And she did like that, "Over there in the back." I said, "Oh, you're on your job."
Yeah. So true.
Oh my God, that the customer service is, we can talk about that all day.
Oh my goodness.
But this is the month of October, a very special month for a lot of people. And let's talk a little bit about that, Joanne. What?
Yeah, well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Okay.
So it has really become, and I'm so glad, but it's out there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people are talking about it. People are not ashamed to talk about it. People
Right.
are not ashamed to say, "I'm a breast cancer survivor."
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's sad to say that the numbers are just so high.
Yeah.
They're still high amongst women,
Mm-hmm.
but um, a good thing is that less people are dying now
That is
from it.
great. Yes.
I know people that are 20 years survivors, 10 years,
Wow.
3 years. So it's not a death sentence
Right.
anymore, and so it's just that we just, as women and as men, I was reading an article that the percentage of men now is rising with breast cancer.
Isn't that something?
That's something, and that was used to be like one in,
Right.
you think, 1 in 1 million, but
Yes.
no longer. It's I think the last year, in 2021, I think they said it rose 7%
Really?
with men. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
something.
so it's like we all have to just really take care of our health.
Yes, we do.
And I would encourage every woman, please get your mammograms.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have the 3D mammograms and all of
Oh,
that.
do they
They
really?
have the 3D now, so that I guess they can see even further into,
To that tissue. Okay.
so into that tissue. So I encourage every woman to please get your mammograms. And
Right.
I'm calling tomorrow because I get my physical once a year.
Okay.
So my
It's coming
mammogram
up.
is coming up.
Okay.
And so I get a complete physical every year. So I encourage everyone, please. And there's so many programs. So if you don't have insurance, if you,
That's
there's
good.
so many. Call Carmanos, call Henry Ford, call these places because they can get you in to get mammograms
Okay.
with little to no cost to you.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. You said something that sparked a thought when you said that people are no longer, or women and men, I'm sure, are no longer afraid to speak about it. I can remember when there was no talk about it in media or in news or commercials encouraging women to get mammograms. And I'm so glad that that has changed and that the awareness is there and that there's so, as you say, so many resources to assist in getting the mammogram
Yes.
for cost purposes. And I, I've seen some of the survivors, on social media and ringing that bell and just so excited, and it's such a good feeling just to see it. So I can only imagine how they feel, they themselves being
Right.
cancer free and being a survivor.
Yes. And you're never too young because now that they're saying that for women under 45, the
Really?
rates are getting higher and higher for women under 45, especially in Black women
Hmm.
and Asian and Hispanic women.
Wow.
So, we really just need to be on our P's and Q's and take care of ourselves.
Hmm.
Look
We
out
really
for
do.
ourselves. We
Yes, we
really
do.
do.
And especially when women would do so much and they give so much, especially if they're married,
Yes.
they're taking care of their husband or keeping up the house with the kids, and sometimes they go without seeing about themselves because
Yes.
you all see so much about other people, making
Others.
sure
Mm-hmm.
that everyone is fine. But yeah, it's very important that women do take care of themselves. Everyone take care of
Take
themselves.
care of yourself, yeah. And it doesn't, and I also read in this article that it doesn't mean that if you, some people think, well, cancer doesn't run in my family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't have to anymore. It's for some
Isn't that
reason.
something?
It doesn't have to. I mean, there's a 5 to 10%, they say, higher chance if it does, like if your grandmother or mother has had breast cancer or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But now it doesn't have to. So you still need to um, be aware of your body,
Yes, you do.
no matter
You.
what happened in the past. And, now you have a lot of adoptions, you have a lot of people who,
That's right.
and I was just thinking, and I'm not trying to be funny, but you have even people who use sperm donors now. So
That's
a lot of
right.
times you don't know the medical history,
Mm-hmm. You don't.
so you need to really just be cognitive of what's going on in your
Hmm.
body.
Definitely, and
Yeah.
especially anything that seems abnormal that you know that wasn't there
Mm-hmm.
before.
Yeah.
Pay strict attention and make sure you get that checked out.
Oh yeah. And what's sad is I have a friend who's an oncologist,
Oh,
and she tells me sometimes how sad it is that some people, they know that they are feeling something or something is going on, but they
mhm.
don't want to know what it is.
Really?
And that's kind of mind-boggling to me, that you have that fear of
Right.
knowing what it is, but
What
you
it
know
is?
something's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
And so a lot of times, like she said, when it gets to her, sometimes it's so far that they have to do radical treatments and radical things
Really.
because, but they've known for, I guess I don't understand that mindset, and maybe someone could explain it to me one day. But yeah,
Hmm.
that you rather not know what it, you feel this lump
But
or
you
you
feel,
feel,
yes.
but I don't want to know. I don't want anybody to tell me what it is.
Isn't that something? And I've heard men say that as it relates to prostate cancer.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
the age is 40 that they suggest that you go and get the exam. And I've heard guys say, I'm not going to get that because whatever, if I have it, I just have it. And
Wow.
I'm thinking, wow, that's
Wow.
that is such a serious. Your health is serious,
Yes.
and like you say, just to just ignore it and knowing that something could possibly be wrong and not attend to that. I guess it's just a fear, the fear of
Yes.
the unknown and not wanting
Fear.
to know.
That's it. I guess that's that fear.
Yes, it
Hmm.
is. Listen, we encourage you all to join in with us today and in the chat, and you're able to just go right into the computer and ask some questions if you have some or any comments that you want to make. We're Joanne Tosin Fuller and Rufus Bill. And I didn't say anything about Justin. Justin
I,
is not.
we miss you,
We miss
Justin.
you, Justin. Justin is in the field today, protecting and serving
That's
this
right.
great
That's
city of
right.
Detroit. So we always miss Justin when he's not here.
Keep up the
But
good work.
definitely, yes. So just put in the chat if you have something to say to us. We'll read it and see what's going on, and we'll keep it rolling. Is that all right, everybody?
Yes,
So
yes,
there's
yes.
something else in November. November. I'm pushing the month. In October.
October is also Domestic Violence Month. Awareness month. So, um, that's a touchy subject, boy.
Yes, it is.
Whew. But you know what? Please, there's help out there. You don't have to live in that life. You don't have to
Hmm.
live in that world. Um, and it's not just about kicking and punching.
No, it
That
isn't.
verbal abuse, that
Yes.
mental abuse. Um, You don't have to live with that. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
put up with that. You really don't. And I know it's easier said than done sometimes, to hear that, but
Right.
there's so much help out there. So much
Yes.
help out there.
There are a lot of resources now than there were even 10 years ago. I
Right.
was watching a documentary yesterday and they were interviewing, I think it was 2020. They were interviewing this lady who was suffering from domestic abuse. And the reporter asked, well, why did you stay in there? Why are you why did you stay so long? And she said, I didn't know where to go. She said, I because he had kept her away from everything, her family, um, social media, television. And she was just saying, she said, he had me so hard and so locked in. I couldn't go anywhere. And he had ostracized me from my family. And I thought about it and I said, that is crazy. The
Yes.
mindset that a person would want to do that to another human being.
Yes.
You
It's all
know?
about control. And I know they call it that Stockholm syndrome. That
Yes.
even when, I mean, because you see these people, it's like, well, why don't they run? Especially when you know that they've gone out to the store, they went grocery shopping, but they come right back home, or they're right, but they call it that Stockholm syndrome. And
Hmm.
that's a real thing. It is a real thing where they get your mind so controlled that you could be out by yourself, but you're going to go right back
Isn't
to
that
that
something?
space.
That
Right
is
back to that
something.
space. So, yeah, it's sad.
I had a friend, and she was preparing to get married, and she and her husband, to be husband, had purchased a home before they were married, and they went over to the home to look at it, and there was a stairwell, two stairwells. One went up, and then well, they all go up, don't they? And then the platform, and
That's all
then
right.
there was another stairwell that took you completely upstairs. And so she was telling me that they had looked upstairs, and when she got ready to walk down the stairs, he pushed her, and she tumbled down the stairs. And when she got to the foot of the first set of stairs,
Uh-huh.
he was down there, grabbed her, and opened up the French doors that looked over the backyard, and hung her over there and told her, if you ever do anything that I don't like, you can expect this. And so she said she didn't say anything, she didn't scream. And after he let her go, they walked down the other stairs like nothing happened. He was just talking to her just normal. And she said, I just couldn't wait to get out of that house because he had locked the door, and so she could leave. And of course, a good thing to say, she did not marry him.
All right.
But just
Amen.
when yes, but just her recanting that experience, and even when she was telling me about it, and this was like 3 years later, she was broken up and still disturbed by that. And it's just really sad and shameful that
Yes.
someone would do
Yes.
that to women and to men, because men are victims of
Yes, they are. Yes,
this.
they are.
Mhm.
We cannot leave that out. Yes, they
Right.
are. Some women are very, very abusive.
Yes, they are.
Very abusive.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it seems so strange when you hear it, but it happens
It
all the
happens
time.
all the time. All
Yes,
the time.
it does.
Yeah.
So the time is 4:29 Eastern Standard. So if you're listening to us in different parts of the world, we are let's see, as Joanne said earlier, kind of cloudy day here in the city of Detroit, and rain as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
I was watching something that you posted, I think 2 weeks ago, on your bike ride, and
Mm-hmm.
the sailboats and the skyline. Where were you? Where was
I
that?
was on Lakeshore Road. When
Oh, okay.
Jefferson turns into Lakeshore. So
Yes.
yeah, so I was on Lakeshore. So that was the water right there. on Lakeshore, and I'm telling you, I was just going to keep on riding. Because it was one of those cloudy days. The sun really wasn't out. It was, but I'm doing my thing. But I just kept, the clouds just pulled me in. It was just, oh my goodness! And those pictures did not do it justice. It really
I can
did.
imagine
The colors in the clouds. And I'm like, okay, so I stopped, crossed over to the water. I had this, and then with the sailboats and I'm like, oh Lord,
it didn't look real.
Yes, it looked like somebody took. It looked like a picture somebody else took. And no, I'm telling you, it was so. And it was calm though too. It was chilly. It was crisp.
Okay.
It was just one of those days.
Yes.
But I'm a water baby, so I love water.
Yeah, you are a water baby.
Water is calming to me.
Good.
It's calming to me. So that just pulled me in. It really did.
Definitely. Yeah. When I see you take those beautiful pictures or you do a live there, I'm looking at that and like, wow. It's just you're breathtaking and you're just speechless when you see God's handiwork right there in front of your face.
I'm telling you.
You know?
Yeah, but that was a good day. And then it was not too long after that, actually before my ride was up, it was like the sun just broke through.
Really?
And the rest of that day was just as sunny and I mean just beautiful. It warmed up. It was But that was a beautiful day. It was.
So when was the last time you were downtown Detroit?
Ooh, it's been a few months.
A few months. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a few months. Because I try to go down there just to see the changes.
Right. Yes, because they happen so quickly.
Oh my goodness.
And I was downtown one day this week, and I go down, often, but the last time I was there was 2 weeks ago. And when I went back, there were some new buildings that are going up, concrete being laid, especially at the new market on Jefferson. Have you gone? It's right there at Jefferson. Have you seen it?
I've heard. I have not seen it yet because it just opened, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Beautiful. It's so modern and I haven't gone inside either. And in fact, I was driving. This was that week I was down. And I'm driving and I'm coming up to, what is that street? Whatever it is, toward 75. And I looked over, I said, when did that get up there? And being open. I don't even remember them building it. I remember when they broke some ground, I didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
But everything is moving at such a fast rate, fast speed, and it's just unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The apartments. Sometimes I just ride into the neighborhoods, the apartments, the condos, the townhouses, the homes.
Yes.
Especially on the other side of Jefferson, going towards the water.
Okay.
Sometimes you just go down some of those side streets.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's unreal.
It's unreal. And I mean $1 million homes.
Yes.
It's like, what?
It's unreal.
I'm telling you. What a secret.
Yes, it is. I was in Midtown yesterday. And on Selden Street is the street where the High School for Performing Arts is.
Okay.
So that's right off Woodward, but in the very next block, there's a church there, and they've built new condos and new restaurants and parking lots. But it's so amazing to me, that strip of Selden, between Selden and 3rd, used to be the strip for prostitutes. And that was the only activity other than the restaurant Honest John's. And I used to go to Honest John's a lot. And then you would see that, all of that activity going on. And now it's just like you're in a different city. How it's just been resurrected, and you just seeing people back and forth and moving and just living their lives.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what change could do.
I'm telling, and how fast change. and right underneath our noses. And if
Yes.
we're not paying attention, my oh
We'll,
my.
yeah, we'll miss it. And which brings me to another point. Change is something that some people cannot grasp,
Right.
and they like to hold on. I often hear people say, "Well, it back in the day, and when we were really doing something, that was the time." And I often think, I'm like, okay, and it was back in the day. We're in a new day, but
that's just like when we were talking about Hudson's and downtown days and all of that.
mm-hmm,
I love that memory,
mm-hmm.
and I'm glad we're moving forward. I mean, we couldn't stay because there are other issues that were back in the day,
Right? Yes,
that,
indeed.
that we don't want to go back to. But I wish we could get back to the personalization and
Mm-hmm.
the camaraderie and the of the neighborhoods, and so
Yes.
that's what I miss. Not
Yes.
that I miss the old times, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I follow you.
And I miss like the customer service. I miss
Mm-hmm.
that part of it is what I miss.
Yes.
People coming together for a cause, and
Uh-huh.
neighborhoods, the neighborhood block clubs, and all of that
Yes.
stuff. All of
All
that.
that.
Yeah.
And I can also remember, what was that? They would have the swimmobile. And
Big
that's
old, look like the back of a semi.
yes,
Just driving around the neighborhood.
driving around the
in the
neighborhood.
summertime.
Yes,
Yep, now that's something
indeed.
they could bring back though.
Yes, because I would get in it. I'm like, wait,
I ain't
kids.
gonna say.
I say, let the elder go first.
Remember when they used to even open up the fire department would come and open up the fire hydrants on those hot days, and the kids would just be out. Because I remember even being out like in my swimsuit. If it was raining hard, we'd be out there. We couldn't be out there if it was thundering and lightning.
Right.
But if it was just rain, we would get out there, or those hot days, and they open up that fire hydrant, just be running through the water.
My Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Losing your mind. Definitely. But you know what, Joanne? It seemed like it used to be really, really hot. Growing up, like those kind of days that the fan didn't work, and I don't know, a lot of people didn't have central air then.
Right.
So we would just be sitting, especially at 5481 Burns Avenue. Like this.
Everybody.
they had them stained glass windows open, Alice, and with nothing breeze through. We just be sitting in there, just burning up.
Enjoying service.
Preach, preacher.
But I think, what I think is because now we've gotten used to, because when you're used to that heat and all of that,
right.
Because I remember ironing, because I was the only girl. So I remember doing ironing and stuff, sitting in front of the fan, the doors, the back porch doors open, and I'm ironing in that heat. Now, shoot, I have air. And be like, it's too hot.
And I'm not ironing.
Yeah, but I think because we didn't have it, we knew it was hot, but it was, I guess it was more tolerable now that we have the air.
Right.
Because that was like in your car. Remember, we didn't have air conditioning in the car.
We sure didn't. And those seats would be on fire when you would sit on them.
We used to burning your legs. Yeah, so that your legs would be burnt on those leather seats.
Then the part between the seat and your leg where it would get all sweaty and it's sticky. I said it got to be a better way.
Now we have heated seats, cool seats.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
I just learned that that they do have cooling for seats. I knew about the heated, but I said, wow. Now, who came up with that idea?
I'm telling you. Yes.
So, please, if you have some comments we're just having like an open line today, and we talked about that this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as Domestic Violence month. And if you have something to say or some questions to ask or something to add, feel free to just go into that chat and type something up. I see that Alice Bronner's with us and Phil Green, Alan, um,
Amen.
Alan Hardy, yeah, Pamela Johnson. All right. So, well, great, great. Well, the time is 4:37, and it's talking to Joanne Tosin Fuller and Rufus Bill. So, Joanne, did you make yourself a birthday cake?
No.
No.
Because if I made it, I would eat it. Every time I walk past the kitchen, I take a slice.
Let me tell you about your cake, because I know that, because I experienced that. So somebody said, Rufus, she only gave you that little piece. I said, no, that was just a piece. Like, you posted that little piece of a sliver. Yes.
I might have to run out to Cheesecake Factory or something and get me a slice.
Get you a slice.
Get me a slice, then that'll last me for 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Joanne, what's your thought about the present state of city government in terms of the corruption? We just had Andre Spivey. He resigned from the council. And then we had Gabe Liebland. He resigned. And it's amazing to me for taking bribes that were under $1 million. I said, I know with Andre Spivey, his was 30,000, and I heard his attorney say, well, he didn't get it all in one lump sum. He got 500 here, 200 there. I said, that's even worse.
That's worse. Because I'm thinking, if you are getting caught, or if you are in trouble for $30,000, $35,000, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What's really going on?
That's. I mean, I'm not. For me, can you give me something? And I was hoping. And I should say I was hoping. I'm like, I would feel a little better if it was a down payment.
Yes.
Of 35.
Yes.
But the bribe was for $1.5 million. Or 2.5 something.
Something.
I think it's just. But then we don't know where what their financial state is, what their state of mind. I mean, but that's not a lot of money.
No, it isn't.
For some it is. I know.
Yes.
But that's not a lot of money.
That's no. And not to risk your entire career. And then
and reputation. And oh my goodness.
And Andre Spivey was in law school. And so now that is wiped away, because you'll never be able to enter law or complete law school with a bribery felony.
So he was in law school.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that was tuition. Maybe
it could have been.
So you never know what you never.
But you know what? When it's something, after all of the things that the city of Detroit has gone through relating to corruption, and knowing that the feds are looking at government and looking at the various programs and making sure that they're being administered properly.
Yes.
I just wouldn't imagine anyone, like you said, in their good mind decide to do that, knowing people are watching you.
And I mean, people are watching everywhere. I mean, from cameras on the street to they know every email you send. Yes. If you have a phone, they know everything. If we don't look back and see, I mean, just look at, and I hate to keep using him as an example, but just look at Kwame. Mm-hmm. They pulled up text messages from when? So if you think you're deleting stuff, they
Isn't it
pulled up.
something?
Look at when they run it, the presidential elections, emails that they pulled up from when? Are you
When?
kidding me?
Years
So
ago.
if you think stuff is deleted, if you think people are not, what is that old saying? Big Brother's always watching?
Always watching.
Always watching.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know either. But I'm very optimistic. Um, I know that because of the synergy that's going on in the city, there are people that are investing in the city, and this year we will get a whole new list of or roster of council people. I think the only ones that will remain is Mary Sheffield
Okay.
and James Tate. But all
Okay.
of the other people will be new. I do believe that you're going to have a nice variety of people that come from different cultures and backgrounds that will bring a lot to the table to the
Okay.
council to properly represent the citizens in the city of Detroit.
Okay.
And you
I
know,
hope so. I hope so.
yes.
It's
And
time.
one thing about the city council that some people may not understand is that these representatives are like doing dual roles.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they're taking care of big businesses coming into the city and passing legislation, but also they have a role to take care of the people. Because for the most part, Joanne, I don't think citizens really are in tune to. Okay, so you're passing that proposal, or you're allowing A, B, and C, and D to happen.
Right.
Their concern is this water is running in my street, or the lights are not working properly.
Mm-hmm.
They just want, or we just want some basic
Right.
needs met.
We don't look at the full big picture
Right.
of what they do. We really
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
And we really, and it's really sad to say, because we
It
really need
is.
to know um, what they are voting on, the
Yes.
laws that they're passing,
Mm-hmm.
those type of things. Like they're getting ready to, or they're trying to re-charter or what do I want to say, restructure
Mm-hmm. The charter.
Detroit, this area.
Yeah.
So we need to pay attention to those
Hmm.
things.
I just read that this week about that. That I think rezoning maybe is what they're
Rezoning.
trying
Yes,
to
I'm
do.
sorry. Rezoning.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So we need to pay
Uh-huh.
attention to all of that, because that it means something.
It means something.
It means something. Yeah.
And I would encourage anyone, once that they allow people to come back into city county building or the Alexander Municipal Center, young municipal center, to go to one of the
Yes.
one of the sessions.
And watch them, because they're on
Oh,
TV.
that's right. They're on TV.
They're on, because I get a notice when they come. They're on Facebook. I
Okay.
get a notice when they're having meetings, or even when just the city, when the Detroit or the police department. So watch these things, especially if you're on your phone, you're on your tablet or your
Right.
computer. Sign up so that you get these notices, and when these meetings occur, listen, see
Mm-hmm.
what's happening, see
And
what's
see what's
going on
happening.
in your neighborhood. Mm-hmm.
And it's good to be knowledgeable about what's going on in the neighborhood,
Yes, it
because
is.
it's no need to not know what's going on, and you're there in the
And you're right
neighborhood.
there in the middle, and you didn't know, and now you're fussing about something,
Right.
which goes back to voting.
Yes, it
We can
does.
bring all of that back up. And know what you're voting about. Know
You
who
know what
you're
you're
voting
voting about.
for.
Mm-hmm.
Know these things. Get involved. Um,
You
don't
know,
just
you
live.
right. Just don't live.
Just don't live.
You mentioned in our last season about that particular app you have, and I happened to see it. I read about it this week again. What is it? Next door neighbor.
Next door neighbor.
Next door
Next
neighbor.
door neighbor. I love that app.
It's tells you everything.
Everything, because people are putting up. I mean, even from businesses, personal things. It just lets you know what's going on in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it also goes from states. You see things happening in different states.
Really?
People, I mean, it's not just negative things. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
positive things. People have, they post their businesses. If the people say, like, if I'm looking for a roofer,
Okay.
I can put that on there. If I'm looking for, a handyman, we see handyman ads. We see just I lost my dog. If anybody see, and how many times I seen, oh, we found your dog over here. I mean, just so
Wow.
many things. When it comes to, did anybody's water bill double this month?
Okay.
Like mine did. So but that was one of the posts, because I don't know what happened. That was earlier this year, but that was one of the posts. This man posted, and he was like, I want to know, did this just happen to me, or is this happening across the board?
Right.
So those things, it's just about what's going on in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have an outdoor market every Thursday now. That's over here. And if it was not for next door neighbor,
you wouldn't have known about it.
I wouldn't have known about it. So just something I could go support our outdoor market.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice app, and it's free.
What I like about it, and it's a way of a modern way of connecting within your area.
Yes.
And whereas you may have gone in the past to your block club meeting, and to find out what was going on, it's right at your fingertip now.
Right at your fingertip. That's why I say it makes no sense that you don't know anything about what's going on in your area.
Because there's resources
it's out
that's there.
It's
Yes,
out
it is. It is very much so out there. So I did read that they're trying to finish 75 by the end of November.
Hallelujah.
Oh. Excuse me.
Hallelujah.
That has been
like it's been forever.
Forever.
I know it's been 3-4 years.
I know. Because they started past Troy and worked their way back into the city. Now, once you pass, what is that? Maybe 12 mile going north on 75. Mm-hmm. It's just beautiful, and that road is so just smooth.
Yes.
And it's just amazing how that these engineers can create a path and widen it from nothing. Because I always say, well, where was that space prior to them expanding the expressway?
But when you look at even like 75 going towards downriver, and how they bought up houses and tore those houses down, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how they, you buy up the land and
go for it.
And go for it. But I hope we're not here another 2 years where they have to repair it. Because for some reason, Michigan, to me, it's when I travel, I can tell when I hit Michigan.
I know those roads,
and it's sad to say, because
it's sad to say.
It's such a big difference.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but
the contractor said that they use cheaper materials so that they can employ people to fix the roads. Now, I don't know whose strategy that is, but when it's tearing up our cars,
yes,
forget you trying to get them to work.
But it's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if you remember, they did that strip of 75 between 94. Is it called 375? Between 94 and downtown, and they did that high quality
pavement. Yes,
pavement on it, and they were trying to test it and see how long it would last and all that. And it doesn't seem like, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't really had to do any major repairs on that road since.
We have not.
And I'm like, I know you're thinking that if you cheaper material, you can hire people, job security for a lot of people. But if you use quality material, I mean, we have enough roads that you can. If you use
I would
quality
think
material,
so. Yes,
that you could still have employment for the next 20, 30
at
years.
at least.
So I'm just.
And if I'm not mistaken, that stretch of road, the materials they used were the materials that Germany uses.
Yes, okay, I remember that. I knew
You
it was from
remember
another
that?
country, and
Uh-huh.
they were testing it.
They were
Yeah.
testing it because
Mm-hmm.
they say that the roads there in Germany are just immaculate, and they're very rare do they go and have to make repairs to the
See?
road. So I don't know why we won't get on that bandwagon.
To me, that's
Especially
job security, because now you're taking all this crap stuff out. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but another word, Joanne. But you're taking all the other stuff out using quality material, and we have enough roads here that, to me, that's job
yes,
security for
that's job
years.
security. I mean, even if they just on the regular top streets, Davison, I'll just throw that one out there. Somebody get that quality road over there.
Yes, and that's a short freeway.
And that's a short freeway. And and even in certain like east, or I noticed that there are a lot of potholes right in the corner of the intersection. So when you're turning, if you're not aware that they're there, you can break your axle.
It's sad. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wonder sometimes. Like I said, it's that vicious cycle. You wonder if they're allowing it on purpose, because now then you have to go get your car fixed. So now the auto mechanics are making money, and
yes,
it's that whole trickle down effect.
Right.
That whole it's like, but nobody's trickling down to me when I have to pay for it.
With my moolah. I was just reading something.
My trickle down effect.
In social media, they were talking about all of the monies that the unemployment office gave to the citizens in the country, and they said, well, now they gave us all that money, but then they went up on the prices, so it wasn't like it was free money. I went.
Like, did it outweigh it? No.
Right.
No.
I went Friday. Went to a fast food place, Burger King, and picked up something for me and a friend. And the lady said it was 20 something, and I said, she didn't say 20. I'm thinking, I said maybe she said 12.
That was a lot of food.
2 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 drinks. $20. And so when she said it again out the window, I said, oh, did you go up on the prices? She said, oh, it's related to COVID. And I hear that all the time now. The insurance went up. Oh, that's related to COVID,
Okay.
I said, stop putting all that on there. Yes. So it's something.
But we know food prices have gone.
Yes, they have.
I know a place that my husband, he goes to sometimes, and he gets their chicken wings and stuff like that. They don't even serve wings anymore. He said because the guy told him the prices have gone up so high that he would have to raise his prices, and he felt like it wouldn't be fair to the customer, so he doesn't serve chicken wings anymore.
Wow. I know that is something that the barbecue outdoor vendor, I went and got something from there about a month ago where the wings were $1, and then they're now $2. And I had gotten whatever it was. He didn't tell me that they had gone up. Okay. I was like, man, $2 for a wing? I'm gonna grab grass and become a vegan. No, Joanne.
I would encourage you on that journey.
But you're not going to take it with me.
I mean, I'm not one that I'll never say never. I'll never say never, because you never know what life will bring. What it will bring. But
it would have to bring it. Which brings me to this, Joanne. Now, I remember in the Seventh-day Adventist faith, um, they really would focus in on the intake of what you in your body. So there were a lot of people that didn't eat meat. Now, at that time, were those which was that were they vegan?
No,
They were
no,
not vegan.
not vegan. No,
Just
because
not
they didn't
meat
eat
eaters.
meat, but they ate like eggs, milk.
Got
Yeah.
you.
So vegan is no dairy, no
Mm-hmm.
meat byproducts. Period.
Period. All
Period.
plant-based.
All plant-based. So even when you're cooking, if you're baking a cake, there are no eggs, no milk, no butter. But now they have things out that replace those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now there are things. Yeah.
Now I've had some of those items. What do they call them? I guess vegan items.
Or plant-based. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I had the dessert, and I didn't like it because I didn't like the texture, and I didn't like the aftertaste.
Okay.
So probably within the next few years, if not even that long, they'll be able to get some type of better mixtures and formulas.
When it comes to flavor and all of that. Because I've had some things and they were really good, but you could tell with the texture, because some things like eggs or some things make things fluffy or, light. And I even now I like some of the plant-based meats.
Yes.
Because I could not do the vegetarian meat.
Okay.
Because of the sodium level and all of that. Oh, I would swell. I would just
Really?
So yeah. But now the plant-based meats I can do.
Okay.
They're not high in sodium. They're high. They're literally, to me, a lot healthier. And I'm not gonna say all of them, but I try to pick and choose the ones. Yeah, and some of them are good, and some of them, I won't purchase again.
Okay. So, have you in your catering have you ever had any orders where people wanted to do a plant-based meal or some dishes? Really? What are some of the things that you've prepared?
Oh, so I mean, they're the meats, they're plant-based, the desserts, vegan desserts, cupcakes, cakes.
Oh, you've made the cupcakes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You can do cookies. I mean, because they replaced a lot of things like the eggs with it's like flaxseed and grounded with water, so it kind of gives you that egg texture. So it kind of that's what helps to bind. And there are a lot of different things out there now. I mean, there's so much out there. I mean, there's vegan butter. There's vegan. I mean, there's everything out there that replaces now.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh yeah. But and a lot of it is just not cooking. So with my vegetables, I don't put butter in. I might use olive oil instead of butter. Things like that.
Okay. Just small little changes.
Yeah, but that makes a difference for them.
Yes, it does.
Vegans. Yeah.
And it's interesting because I have one buddy who's vegan, and whenever we've gone over to little gatherings and things, and they don't make anything for him, he's always saying, "Why you all invite me here, and then there's nothing here I can eat."
Well, especially if they know he's a vegan.
Yes, they know.
They invite him. I mean, because I've done events where they know that they're like the last one I did. She knew she had 2 vegans that were coming. She knew for sure. Okay. And so we did something separate just for them.
Just for them.
Mm-hmm. Just for them, so that they had. And so I made sure, like I said, you could use now that you can buy the vegan butter everywhere now, like at Costco or all the places.
Really?
So I make sure that I use vegan butter even in the vegetables.
Okay.
So that they can have that vegan side dish, whatever, whether it's meat, whatever, and then they can at least have vegetables and all of that.
Right.
The cheeses, I'm not there yet with the cheese. I'm a cheese connoisseur.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does, because I love cheese.
And I can taste the differences in the cheeses.
Can you?
I can't. The vegan cheese, I can't.
No way.
I've tried some,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't make the same. I mean, the macaroni and cheese, the different. It's like, I know y'all say, but this it's not hitting it. And
Right.
so I tried different. I'm open. I'm
Okay.
open to trying different things. I really am. But that's where I am now with the cheese. I
Okay.
can deal with the butter, and I can the egg substitute and all that kind of stuff. But the cheese, not yet.
Isn't
I don't know.
it's a no go for Joe.
It's a no go for Joe. Prove me wrong. Look, prove me wrong, somebody.
Please.
Prove me wrong.
Listen,
I'll try it. I'll try it. I will.
I will too. Now I
I'll give
did
it a
try the
fair
macaroni
shake.
and cheese, and it tastes like cottage cheese with no flavor.
Something.
And the texture, it was like in clumps throughout the macaroni. And the friend that prepared it said, I bet you couldn't tell that was vegan. I said, well, I didn't know it was vegan, but I knew it wasn't regular.
You knew it wasn't good. But that's but what I find, even with some of the vegan restaurants I go to,
Mm-hmm.
herbs and spices add flavor.
Yes.
So can't you use more herbs? I'm not a salt person either.
Okay.
I use a little bit, but I'm a lot of times when people are trying to make things and they're trying to make it taste good, it's either like with salt or with sugar.
Yes, it is.
I'm more of a herbs and spices person.
Okay.
Herbs and spices can add so much flavor, and that's what I miss with vegan food.
Cooking, yes.
It's not the salt, and I think, and a lot of times that's what I think they think that we're looking for. I'm not looking for salt. I'm looking for flavor. And there are a lot of different ways that are plant-based that you can flavor your food, flavor your greens, put some flavor. And that's what the issue I have with a lot of these vegan restaurants and vegan places.
Okay.
Where's the flavor?
It's dull. Yeah, flavorless. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And not salt.
Right, not salt.
And not sugar. Just flavor.
Right. Because there's a restaurant near you. What is that called? Detroit Vegan Soul, or I think it's called.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, over here. Yeah.
And and it's one on the west side of the city too. And I've had several entrees, and now that you said that, they're not flavorful, but they have a heavy sodium to them. Like they're just using the salt to flavor the grabs or whatever it is.
Yeah, I've been there because even like the greens or the sweet potatoes, add a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of spice, a little bit of, add something to bring the flavor up.
To pep it up.
Just pep it up, but not a little vanilla or a little, all that's plant-based.
Right, it certainly is.
Yeah, a little clove or something.
Yeah.
Greens,
Or
add some onions, some garlic.
Right.
And
that onion is very flavorful.
Especially if you know how to use the sweet onion versus the Spanish onion, because they all have a different flavor and add different things to your food.
Definitely. Well, it's Talking To and Joanne Toasted-Fuller and Rufus Bill, and we have enjoyed being with everybody today. And Joanne, as always, it's good to be with you.
I was just thinking maybe that's something we should do. Do a checklist, go to some of these restaurants and rate them.
I would love it. I'm game. I'm sure Justin would be game too. Well, Joanne, have a great afternoon.
You too. And I just want to remind people too that this is Breast Cancer Awareness and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Please see your doctor, call a facility, get your breast exams done, please.
Yes.
And for domestic violence, look up their different places. I actually looked up some places myself. You have the Haven, which is a shelter. You have domestic violence interventions. You have Access, Victims of Crime. center. You have the Detroit Police Department now have a victims assistance program for
Great.
domestic violence, and another one called First Step. So there are places that you can go to and call if you need help. So I just want to remind you, please get help if it's for domestic violence, and please get your breast exams.
Thank you so much for reminding us about taking care of ourselves and being able to live a better, enhanced life.
Yes,
Have a
yes.
great one, Joanne.
You
And
too.
we'll see
Bye,
everybody
everyone.
next week at 4 o'clock
Yes.
on Talking To. Have a
Okie
great
doke.
day.